The UEFA Champions League drive and their repetitive story, but this time with artificial intelligence. If you're into football, you must be aware that this year's UEFA Champions League drive was done in a different style, and that too with artificial intelligence. But the story repeats. Real Madrid, Manchester City, Barcelona and PSG. From next season, a computer will conduct the UEFA Champions League drive. UEFA has considered significant changes for the UEFA Champions League and two other club tournaments, which will be implemented starting from the 2024-2025 season. The UEFA Champions League drive has always been one of the most exciting parts of this tournament, where teams and their fans can find out about their next opponents in the most prestigious club competition in the world. UEFA's simulation of drives has shown that a manual drive for the new format takes between 3 to 4 hours and requires 19 balls. Instead, a new hybrid method will be used. First, clubs are done manually, then a computer selects 8 opponents for them in the 36-team league. It is expected that using a computer, the total time for the group stage drive will ultimately take up to 35 minutes. It is worth mentioning that an English information technology company is currently introducing software that will handle the digital section of the drive. Additionally, there will be 2 backup software systems, and the smallest issues in the Champions League drive will be examined. But what are the changes that are supposed to be implemented in the upcoming season of the Champions League? In the new format of the UEFA Champions League starting from the upcoming 2024-2025 season, the number of teams in this competition will increase from 32 teams to 36 teams. 2 slots are added to leagues that had the best performance in European competition in the past season. According to Italian football, with the new format of the UEFA Champions League, Serie A has the chance to have 5 representatives in this competition in the upcoming season. Teams from the Bundesliga are also in the next year. Therefore, if Serie A and the Bundesliga maintain their current positions, they can participate in the UEFA Champions League next season with 5 slots each. And now, the interesting and exciting part of the UEFA Champions League. The drive for the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League was accompanied by exciting and breathtaking matchups, which will bring football fever to a boiling point on the continent next month. The most magnificent club tournament in the world is approaching its final stages. The shadow between the most prestigious team in European history and the defending champions will be the most important match of the season up to this point. Fans of Arsenal and Bayern have many memories to reminisce about before the game in the quarterfinals, just like fans of Barcelona and Paris. The distant dream of Atletico and Dortmund in the 2 intimidating European football stadiums holds its own special excitement. Arsenal Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich has scored 5 goals against Arsenal in their recent 3 encounters, and the latest encounter between the two teams in the round of 16 of the 2016-2017 season concluded with a 10-1 victory for Bayern Munich over 2 consecutive matches. Facing Bayern was considered the worst drive for the Gunners, at least in terms of historical competition. Harry Kane, as the top scorer in the history of English national football and holder of an excellent scoring record against the Gunners, will once again step onto the Emirates Stadium in the continuation of his remarkable season. Arsenal is at the top of the Premier League table with a narrow lead, and for the first time in a decade and a half, they have reached the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Bayern Munich is not doing well in the domestic league and has also been eliminated from the cup. However, Thomas Tuchel has expressed his determination to secure their dear Champions League final appearance in the last 5 years. The two teams have faced each other 12 times so far, resulting in 7 victories for Bayern and only 3 wins for Arsenal. Bayern Munich and Arsenal have faced each other 4 times in the knockout stage of the Champions League, with the Bavarians emerging victorious in all 4 encounters. Real Madrid, Manchester City, The thrilling encounter between the 14th-time Champions League winner and the reigning European triple champion from last season causes everyone, apart from the fans of these two teams, to have a strong eagerness to watch the match between these two teams. Guardiola's team is the most serious contender for another Champions League title, but Real Madrid will be their most serious competitor on the path towards this great goal. The Galacticos are putting all their efforts into seeking revenge for the 5-1 defeat in the semi-finals of the previous season. Real Madrid and Manchester City have faced each other in each of the last two seasons, and the winner of this clash ultimately secured continental glory. Ancelotti and Guardiola have collectively won the Champions League 7 times, with the coaches of the other 6 teams participating in this stage, having achieved it a total of 2 times. Out of the last 10 previous encounters between the two teams, Real Madrid has secured 4 victories, and Manchester City has clinched 3 victories. Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain in the 2016-2017 season traveled to Camp Nou with a valuable advantage from their 4-0 victory in the first leg match for the round of 16 in the UEFA Champions League. However, conceding 3 goals in the final minutes resulted in Barcelona achieving the greatest comeback in the history of the Champions League and securing a 6-1 victory. Luis Enrique was sitting on the other side of the field and on the Barcelona bench that day. But 4 years later, the situation changed, and on the night of Kylian Mbappe's hat-trick, Paris Saint-Germain secured victory with 4 goals on Barcelona's field, knocking Barcelona out of the knockout stage of the Champions League for 3 years. Despite all the problems and controversies surrounding the two teams, the showdown between Mbappe and Robert Lewandowski will set the stage for 2 captivating and thrilling nights for the fans. It was expected that Paris Saint-Germain would face difficulties against Real Sociedad in the previous stage, but a 4-1 victory with 3 goals from Mbappe in both the home and away matches made their path to advancement smooth. These two teams have faced each other 13 times so far, resulting in 5 victories for Barcelona and 4 wins for Paris Saint-Germain. Atletico Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. The rivalry between Atletico and Dortmund has been one of the less frequent football matchups in Europe in recent decades, in a way that these two teams have only faced each other 4 times in the group stage. Dortmund, on their way to becoming champions in the 1996-1997 UEFA Champions League season, faced Atletico Madrid in the group stage, resulting in a narrow victory away and a 2-1 loss at home. In the group stage of the 2018-2019 season, Dortmund won 4-0 against Atletico at home, but tasted defeat in the Spanish capital with goals from Saul and Griezmann. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid and Manchester City are on the other side of the table, and the winner of this clash will have a good chance against the winner of the Barcelona and Paris match to advance to the final. Atletico Madrid reached this stage by overcoming Inter, who are on the brink of a dominant championship in the Italian league, and Simone's disciples, with their perpetual approach of fighting until the last moment, relentless effort and organized teamwork achieved the great goal. And this was the story of the UEFA Champions League this year. Thank you for being with me.